Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Capital. And there was a line formed outside to enter the Glass Academy here in the western edge of Dearborn. And there's a function at the junction. They got glass pumpkins. We just got to go this way. Yep. They had a crowd early in the morning. They were featured on Channel 4 on their morning show earlier in the day. They had a couple of segments, so apparently the crowd took heed and a lot of people came out. And they're buying glass pumpkins by the boxful. And that's the new signature design there for this year, the purple pumpkins. But you can get them in all shapes and colors, sizes, different stems. Yeah, look at them shop. It was quite the to-do. Yeah, this purple one here, they're calling this the American Jewel. And so here was the postcard. And we're going to watch a little glass blowing a little bit later in the show. Oh, I wanted to, this guy is trying to run and catch the fast bus. I went down, I wanted to check out the Amtrak schedule here at the John D. Dingle Transit Center. Also in Dearborn, but kind of the center part of Dearborn. Dearborn's kind of got a east end, they call Eastbourne, then the midsection, and then Westbourne. They need to adjust their clock. I know mine is accurate within a minute or so. Anyways, here is the schedule. And from Pontiac on to Chicago, but we're going to check its time in Dearborn here. The train runs right by the Glass Academy, right in their backyard, so I want to catch the train. And it's going to be in Dearborn at 10:48 a.m. So I have a little time to get back. It's 10:37. Here's a look at the crowd waiting. You can get your tickets there. So it's going to be the 3:53 train. And it's delayed a little bit. They say 11:01. That's the problem with these trains. Amtrak seems like they run behind quite often. All right, well, they have informative brochures you can pick up, visitor attractions and the like. And then all things to do in Dearborn and the surrounding area. But look at this. They have a glass blowing one here. Check this out. That's Chris Nordine, my brother-in-law. We'll see him in action here shortly. There's the website. In the lobby here, they have a little mini train there. The Henry Ford is right behind the other side of the tracks here. Greenfield Village also, and then you can, from there, you can go to the Ford Rouge factory tour. And check this out. They got an accelerated train. Well, they're trying to speed up the service here, but that's your route. Kalamazoo is like the midway point. And they talk about improving stations, track infrastructure, and train equipment for the Chicago-Detroit-Pontiac corridor. So that's all good news. And then this is something, hopefully they do this, but a commuter rail. They've been talking about this for some time, but I don't know what the latest on this is. But to go from Detroit, the New Center station in... And well, then on through Dearborn, then have an airport connector to DTW, Detroit Metro. And you would take a bus through there, but then it would go to Ypsilanti, and then it would end in Ann Arbor. So this would be a good thing if they go ahead with it. So if you can do a little speed reading. Then they want to run another one north from Ann Arbor up to Howell. And I think they got those trains from Chicago, the old Metra trains. All right. Well, they have an Ann Arbor visitors guide. They have some other guides here you can pick up. They talk about the frequent, affordable, safe transit. So the fast bus you can pick here. They run it on 3 corridors: Michigan Avenue, Woodward, and what's the other one? Gratiot. Okay, well, Gully and Trowbridge is where the show is on. So I stepped back in, and they're still shopping big time for pumpkins here. There's my sister. She'll be doing the MC work here. I'm going to step out back because, I'm going to wait the arrival of the train. So they said 11:01 Dearborn, so a few more minutes. They should be down this way. Here we go. We had a little train action there. I love trains. All right, welcome to Dearborn. These are nice woodcut signs. And, we'll look at the map here. This Dearborn, so the train was running this way. This is where we're at now, Gully and Michigan Avenue. You can see the train tracks running just south of Michigan Avenue. Little thin strip of Dearborn Heights. So just the other side of Gully here. We have the welcome sign for Dearborn Heights city limit. And the Home Depot used to be, what was it, the Satellite Bowling Alley. All right, well, back in the pumpkin show, and you can see the crowd, the checkout area. Wow, they were shopping till they dropped, kind of a deal. Okay, custom orders, and that's the way I would go. Make a custom order, see your very own pumpkin made, and do it up the way you like it. There's my sister Michelle, and my brother-in-law Chris is working the furnace there. He's going to be making a pumpkin. And these young ladies, or one of them, they're taking pictures with their cell phone, but one of them custom ordered this pumpkin. And so let's just listen in a little bit.
How you doing, Chris?
That's a glass blower. This will be enough glass for the body of the pumpkin. Again, spinning the pipe is how it stays centered. And what that was just plain water to cool the pipe off. So see how its hand can be closer down the pipe. This is the marker table. He's going to roll it on here to shape it. Now Becky's catching some photos. This is the American Jewel pumpkin. And so she's going to get photos of this. You'll see those appear on the website or Instagram, sometimes Facebook. Chris makes it look really easy, you guys. He's been doing this we've been going into that mold over there, and I can tell you this piece will not fit in that mold. So next step is
They got a special pumpkin mold, and Chris is putting it in now. It puts the ridges, just like Pringle potato chips. You got ridges with for the pumpkin.
some of you have been here for 2 or 3 demos now. You're going to see this does go kind of quick. We do a Venetian style glass blowing, which means we use a team of glass blowers to make an item. Chris is working with Joey. Is two line at the top over there. This is the top of the pumpkin where he's squeezing right now. Well, watch, it's bright orange. As it starts to cool, you're going to see it turn to that purple. Now, Chris has been talking with the customer.
quite a line at the checkout. Oh, and this is an event for all ages. But yeah, it's fun. Glass blowing is a great thing to watch that product be made before your very eyes. And they make it look easy, but a lot of years of experience to pull that all off. Okay, I am going to switch tapes. This is going to be a 3-part show. That was the first edition. This next one is the city of Pontiac. Okay, the second tape is in. Then I'm going to round out the top of the hour with some Key West video from 2014. Okay, well, there's my evil twin. But an event by Sunday Assembly, they had a thing on American gun violence. So the event's over. It was here at 7 North. But I am going to take a spin around downtown here on this sunny Sunday afternoon. Saginaw Street is Main Street, Pontiac. And it's kind of quiet here on this Sunday afternoon, 54 degrees. I love their street lights there, the duo. Canvas Pontiac. So we're going to see a lot of paintings from the Detroit Institute of Arts. And art is everywhere is what I like to say. So we're going to see a lot of art. This is Slows. Now, I guess they're going through a renovation process here. They were open a few years back, 8 North Saginaw. But, yeah, a lady told me that they're in renovation. So hopefully that's the case and they didn't close. But Slows is all the rage in the city of Detroit. Now, this is my favorite building in downtown Pontiac, and that's got to be Chief Pontiac and a couple of his brothers up there on top. Now, the Strand was recently renovated and has opened a few years back. I can't vouch for the inside and what it looks like. I have not seen an event. I believe it was just renovated or whatever, redone. But that's always good to have a classic theater in the downtown area. I'm going to have lunch at the Fillmore 13 a little bit later on at the end of my tour of Pontiac. They have Main Street Pawn Shop, and I allow my rollers to smoke 1 cigar a day, but it's a big stogie, it is. So, wow. But it'd be interesting to walk. They were closed, but it would be interesting to check out all the. Hey, it looks like he's got a stogie there too. President George W. Bush. Who knew? Wow, 1999. And they got a robot in there. I love that neon sign. Shows up better certainly at nighttime. But yeah, this is the building here. They call this the Oakland Town Center, but that was not its original name. But yeah, old school building and classic to be sure. Then nice like a torch thing on the outside, and it's got a little under lock and key, so I don't know what's behind there. And you can get here by bus. You can take the smart bus. They did not opt out, thankfully. Now, Halloween is all the rage in Pontiac. They do up the city big time. Unfortunately, a lot of the businesses and the storefronts are vacant, and so they got a lot of paintings with the Halloween kind of thing, which creates a nice theme, but it's unfortunate that so many buildings are vacant. And urban planning comes into play, as it always can. You can do urban planning anywhere. Anywhere there's land, you can think about urban planning. So, yeah, I'm guessing this building's vacant here. East Huron, M59, running east-west. And the event they have is, they call it, I guess they started this last year, Pontiac. So Pontiac.com. That's the website. It's a scary website. Now they have these Motor Cities placards and informational things all over the place. And so this was fascinating, if you can do a little speed reading. But certainly a nice tie-in with Detroit along Woodward Avenue, Main Street, Detroit. Relaxing ways of a dancer. So here's one of several DIA pictures we'll take a look at. Art is everywhere. So here's some attractive little buildings here. Always quick. That's a good deal. Bail bonds. Get out of jail. Liberty Insurance Company. And continuing north on Saginaw, well, just off the beaten path is Earth to Earth, a printing place. Hey, check this out. Recognize the GM Global headquarters at the Rensen? Well, they still haven't figured out that strike yet. It's almost a month into it as of this voiceover. Blue Envy. It's a nice looking Camaro. There's an ambulance. I take it en route to McLaren Hospital, which we'll see in a little bit. Look at these decorative covers here. Decorative covers around the tree planters there. Sears. I'm taking this was an old Sears store back in the day. Now it's Lafayette Market. And certainly an attractive building. Things were a little slow, certainly. It was a Sunday afternoon, and Pontiac has, look at this, Erebus Escape. What an attractive building that is. Yeah, Monday through Friday, Pontiac's the county seat of Oakland County, so there would be a lot of office workers or county workers and the like. So the city would be happening. This is a really attractive building. Look at all the detail here. And here's a chef, Lafayette Grand. And I'm thinking, yeah, I know what this building's all about. They got a couple lions guarding the front or the entrance here. But take a look above the doorway here. And you see up top, Masonic Temple. So I don't know if maybe they still use it for some functions because it's a pretty big building. I like that little balcony there. But yeah, urban planning in Pontiac. Wow, there's a lot of unused buildings people can put their thinking cap on. Here's a half of a person split in half. I'm guessing the other half is on the other side. And sure enough, there he is. He was split in two. But my idea with urban planning is they need more people to live in the downtown, in the Loop area. And so I could see having a couple of apartment buildings sprouting up like mushrooms here would really help things out. So they should look into that, certainly. There's enough parking lots and the like. There's the hospital, McLaren. Here's another look at these duo street lamps. I really like these things. It's fall, y'all. Well, this is a vacant storefront here. Look at the nice little entrance and the tile and the like. Teamster Power. Then a little more artwork. Gone Pubbing. I shall do that just in a little bit. This is Little Mo. Kind of an industrial thing. And then I take it these guys have been dining and drinking here for a while. They still got a little bit beverage there to wet their whistle, but Yeah, I don't know if they're getting good service or not. Maybe, yeah, remains to be seen. But yeah, another empty storefront. This is sad. Uh, and the Pontiac is such a hip city. To me, it's like the coolest city in Oakland County. I mean, Royal Oak is nice and Ferndale is nice, but I like the urban environment. I'm fascinated with Pontiac. They actually have some of these little pocket parks or little just narrow parks in between buildings, which is kind of nice. I remember Felix the cat. Yes, I do. Probably dating myself. A little artwork on the walls. There's a robot, another robot. They're gonna take over in a few more years, right? It's another thing we got to worry about. All right, growing Pontiacs. So they got a little garden action here. So they're collecting the rainwater. This is certainly a good thing. And rocket ships, we'll see a few more of those. And back in the day, I did have one of these Gumby, but it got in a tug of war with some people, and it lost its arms. Poor Gumby. Okay, Alley Cat Cafe. They got some flower action going on here. Yeah, this is kind of a back alley. I remember a lot of this from when they had the Arts, Beats, and Eats in Pontiac, but it's been in Royal Oak probably the last 5 to 7 or 8 years. I don't know, sometimes time flies, but it originated in Pontiac, and now they don't have that event. Royal Oak is doing quite well with it, but yeah, it's sad to see Pontiac lose it. This is certainly a crowded area when the Dream Cruise takes place. A lot of people park in this area, and then they check the car action around the loop as it loops around and then heads back to Detroit. Here's the lady that was doing all the murals on these storefronts and the like. So she was working on a Sunday. The Allery. And a few storefronts, Pontiac Glass Company. Then they have Salvation Army. They have an attractive building. Little bright red flower there. Then I'm going to take the alley. They have a cactus swing. Then they offer free hugs. I don't know where you... guess you have to hashtag that to find out where you get the free hugs. We change lives. Okay. Lakeshore Legal Aid. I love these ghost ads. All right, a couple like eagles I taken on the top, but yeah, it was a beautiful day certainly to look up top. Beautiful blue sky. And there were eyes on me, several pairs of eyes. I was being watched. All right, here's a building available. They were all over the place, unfortunately. Pontiac has enough nightclubs and so forth, but they need people to live down here. So to me, that's the quick and easy answer. Give people cheap, affordable, hip living, and the millennials will flock to this kind of stuff. So you can repurpose some of these buildings for lofts or condos or hip-ass apartments. And then those people, here's the loop. They'll patronize the bars and the restaurants and so forth. And there's my evil twin again. He was following me everywhere. I couldn't shake him. This is a big-ass parking lot here, but it was closed. Now, that's the Amtrak Center. I'm going to make my way down there because that's the end line for the Amtrak. It's the Pontiac to Chicago route. So we'll get a little more train action in this show, so don't touch that dial if you're a train buff for sure. Well, locked doors never stop me. I wanted to take a peek here inside. This is back looking down on Saginaw Street. Nice music place. This nightclub, I guess, is still open. But yeah, nice tight little downtown. I parked right outside the Strand over there. Look at this big ass parking lot. And you can have some urban development take place there big time. Come up with a game plan. Well, they look, or they probably are weeds, but if you put them in a vase, they probably look pretty good, those wildflowers. Especially if your girl is a wild one. Now look at this amphitheater here. I don't know what the seating capacity was, but they got a nice big top tent. The power was off. But imagine if you were a performer and you step out on the stage and you have all these adoring fans. I don't have any fans. They're few and far between. It's like once in a blue moon that somebody says they saw Motor Capital. But yeah, this show is probably playing to an empty audience. But every now and then I think some channel surfers just scrolling the channel from one number to, and in Dearborn Heights, it's 18. In Port Huron, it's 12. In Southfield, it's 18. Downriver, it's 20. Maybe if people are scrolling, in Detroit, it's channel 68. I might get somebody to watch for a few minutes. But here's another wildflower. They are all over the place. All right, check this train. This was 221. And it was honking its horn. You could hear it for several miles. But that's the start of the train, 221. This is a super long train. Look at all the engines on this thing, too. And yeah, it's at least 10 minutes that it was running, I'm guessing. Okay, the Phoenix Center. I think the parking garage is still available. Okay, we're up to 224. Here's the Goodyear place. And a super long train. Okay, we're up to 226. These are car haulers here. I don't think it's going to be a 10-minute train, but it's good. It's long enough, though. But these car haulers, they're empty, so pulling an empty load here. So we're at the Transportation Center, Amtrak, Indian Trails. You can get there from here. There's the end of the line. Now let's see. Let's put that clock up there. See what we got. Started around 221. 228. Okay, 7-minute long train. And it's hauling ass pretty good. So that's the way it was on Sunday, October 13th. They don't have the flashing red thing. I mean, years ago they needed a caboose, and then they used to have a little flashing red light. I don't see anything at the end of the train. And there she goes, round the bend. All right, some more history here. No location has been more vital to the development of modern highways. Yep, we're talking Woodward Avenue. It started as a Native American trail. And you can do some speed reading. The Saginaw Trail. The world witnessed the birth of the auto industry and highway along Woodward. We had the first traffic light. All of Woodward Avenue from Detroit to Pontiac was fully paved in 1916. Just off Woodward Avenue, Ford Motor Company's Highland Park Assembly Plant. That was in 1920, and it's 27 miles from downtown Detroit up here to Pontiac. And the Dream Cruise, certainly the signature event, certainly for Woodward Avenue. The DIA, the Diego Rivera mural, if I can focus that, that's along Woodward Avenue. M1, Main Street, Detroit. And, Saginaw's is Main Street, Pontiac, but the Loop is still part of Woodward. Here they talk about the Dream Cruise, the DIA, the zoo. All right, Indian Trails. The bus stops here, and this is their action that they travel throughout the state, up to Traverse City, Gaylord, even up to the UP. So they have quite the routes. And now the Amtrak, I'm checking on my phone here again. Chicago, there's going to be a train coming from Chicago. It's supposed to arrive in Pontiac at 2:39 p.m. and it's 2:45. So yes, it is delayed, and that's pretty common. So I'm looking for Route 350, the Wolverine service, and I still don't see it. So not unusual. They have to work on that. It's not like the European trains that run right on time. Well, it's up to 58 degrees. Okay, but these smartphones are great. So you can type in the 350 Pontiac, and here you get the deal. Estimated arrival 317. So you can kind of track it with your smartphone. All right, I'm going to go under the Phoenix Center here, and I'm going to go back. Here we go. Woodward Avenue, also the Loop. And look at this storm drain. I love this. Art is everywhere, but Chief Pontiac, they could have just made a plain storm drain cover. They didn't have to go through all this, but this is kick-ass. Who knew? I like that. All right, so North 75, also considered North Business 24. That's like your emergency tower. Here's the, I guess this would be like the front side of McLaren Hospital. Looks like a hotel, but you certainly could put a hotel up in Pontiac and you wouldn't be hurting anything. A boutique hotel here or there, that's doable. That's a little urban planning. Again, Pontiac.com. That's the website. Erebus. Now this place is all the rage if you're into Halloween and you like to get scared and all that. A huge building. I guess there's 4 stories of action. I don't know if it includes a basement. People are just dying to get in or out, I guess, whatever your perspective might be. But yeah, this is fascinating. And I talked to somebody that works here and saying people come from all around to check that place out. On the weekends, they get a huge crowd. They'll be running a line out the back. So, yeah, that's something. I've never been, but maybe I'll have to check it out. Electricity. Here's a nightclub. I think this place is still open. Rave from the Grave. So here's some upcoming events. This looks abandoned here too. Now EJIW, East Jordan Iron Works. So even if they're just putting their name on there, it looks pretty good. Oh, I should have. The People's State Building, common in the 1920s. So I don't know, but that's my favorite building. And so they have some good architecture. Certainly, they had a Kresge's 5 and Dime. Yeah, they have some nice styling. Oh, and we're going to see some skateboard action. Yeah, that's just a hint of things to come. Okay, Waldron, this is an attractive building, and check what this has been. This is housing. Pike Street Apartments, 1 and 2 bedroom units. I think they just need more of this. All right, this is the might be the main entrance to the Erebus. But through the month of October, the city of Pontiac transforms itself. Man, I'd love to take that stairwell up to get to the roof. This martini bar is closed, and it's available. There's a phone number to call. Yeah, and then, well, I already showed this, but yeah, the story of Pontiac's Asylum held at the Crowfoot. And it's a free event. You can make a donation if you want, but all right, Saginaw Street looking north. Love history too. Old pictures rock. All right, well, all this walking around has made me not only thirsty, but hungry. So, and I hear the train action, so I'm thinking, okay, off in the distance, in the middle of the screen, can you see that Amtrak train pulling in? It's not, I got the shaky cam going, but it did arrive. Oh, look at this parking, $10 and $20. That's outrageous. Okay, there's the front of the train there. So it made it in. Supposed to be in at 2:39, so it's like 41 minutes late. Okay, as promised, some more skateboard action. And they had a fundraiser going on. 20% of the take at the Fillmore 13. Okay, look, love your neighbor. Who doesn't? Like, look like you, think like, just love your neighbor. No exceptions. That's what you do. But yeah, 20% of the money goes for the skateboarders so they can help build a skate park. So there was some a nice little decline here so they could build up a little speed. So we'll watch this here. I would destroy my body if I did any of that stuff. Well, here's a little rocket thing here, fourth dimension. Well, look at their hours though. I don't think they're only open on Saturday. It looks like. But yeah, I'll show you my rocket ship at the end of the show, or actually in a few minutes. All right. So they got a raspberry thing. They got all number of flavors here for your beer. So here's their draft selection. So I had to go through here and figure out, what I wanted to try here. And they'll let you do the taste test. So I thought it was apricot. It was apricot. Apricot, okay. But then a raspberry kettle. So they give you the little taste test deals, and then you can get a paddle where you can get like four. What is it? Yeah, 4 come in a paddle. So, well, apricot. So that's what I ended up with. And I'm not really a beer drinker per se. I prefer my rum and Coke, but I'll do a beer every now and then. Chicken Club is what I ended up with, but that prime rib looked good also. Yeah, I worked up an appetite walking around town. I was trying to catch the skateboarders from. There's a runaway skateboard. Well, it was NFL Sunday, so there was some football action. And the game they had on Fox was the Seattle Seahawks at the Cleveland Browns at the dog pound. And they got plenty of stickers over here. And Michigan is awesome as far as the brew pubs and that. It's like one of the best places probably in the nation if you're a craft beer connoisseur or whatnot. Not only Detroit, but Grand Rapids, and they're all over the state. This is cleverly done with license plates. I like that. Here's the fundraiser thing. So they're trying to get an Oakland Park thing. It's still used by locals, but you almost have to be an expert. But what we could have, so this is some of the things they're looking for. So, yeah, help the youngsters out a little bit. Why not? It's a good thing. Motor City Gas, they have whiskey apparently also. I think they might even brew some wine and stuff. So here's some of the machinery that makes this all go down. Then you got art is everywhere. So you got the bottles, and you got these the beer cans. I like this one here, cease and desist. It's kind of like a legal term, but yeah. Here's dinner is served, or lunch is served. So I was keeping tabs. I was rooting for the Browns. They've been down for a long time. It was just a couple years ago that they matched the Lions' record of futility with 0-16. I was hoping the Lions could have kept that record and been the only team. Look at Pontiac. They have that was their signature piece, the nose in front on the bumper. Okay, 4-story Erebus. USA Today 10 Best Reader's Choice. Okay, so good to do. DET.com is the website. Okay, Y-Track. Somebody got squirrely out here with their car. All right, Wolverine service. This train is going to head back to Detroit and then on to Chicago, but not till like 5:35. So I think they were doing a little maintenance or cleaning the train, what have you, preparing it. It had a little brief stop before it turned around and went back the other way. But the engine looked great. It looks like they updated the engine. Now the M1 Concourse, I love the concept of this. We love racing cars and stuff. They have a track, so if you have a nice car and you want to take it out on the track and race it, you can do that. If you want to have a garage that you can work on your car with other enthusiasts, you can do that. This place is set up for that. I don't think it was the original one. I think this was the second one that they've done, but it's all the rage, super popular. They got at least 2, maybe 3 different tracks there. Maybe some you can, here's one with the long straightaway and then it turns. God, I got the shaky cam going here. But when they have the Dream Cruise, they had phase 1. They might have done all phase 3 of the garages. They have a drag strip along Woodward, a quarter mile, and they race Dodge Chargers, or is it Challengers, and other hot rods. And then they put them on the skid pad, too, and they have, like, burnouts and stuff like that. But, yeah, it's like 1 week before the Dream Cruise they have that. But I didn't have the key or the passcode to get in. But I'd love to see people taking their cars out there. Here we go again. Erebus, voted best haunted attraction in America. Well, I'm heading home now. Detroit Skating Club is off of Franklin Road. I think they call it Bloomfield, but it's actually, I think, still part of the Pontiac. Okay, I made it back to my humble abode, and I'm going to keep track of the fall colors here on my birch tree. Starting to turn yellow. The leaves haven't fallen quite yet. Down the street, the fall colors are just changing. I think they're going a little late. Oh, as promised, here's my little rocket ship. And I think Detroit is about to take off. Big time. Small world USA. We're all proud to be American. Here's a little thing I have in my kitchen. Diversity, the puzzle with... So we're diverse in spirituality, language, disability, age, sexual and gender, skills, talents, professional, economic, cultural, racial, ethnic, all these different things, geographic. We're diverse in any number of ways. Okay. I got to switch tapes again. We're going to go to the third part of the show. Just bear with me. Go and grab another beer if you need to. All right, third tape is in. And I ran out of new videos, so I'm just going to go back in time. And we're going to look at Key West from June of 2014. And Key West is a very artsy city, to be sure. A lot of art galleries, and I'm on Duval Street. We're going to get a lot of entertainment along here, so I'll be able to take a break and be quiet, which might be, it's probably a great thing. But look at some of the artwork here. Yeah, we might as well enjoy Key West before it's underwater, because with the climate change and the like, they're saying it, by the year 2100, most of this will be underwater. Okay, some entertainment. They have a strand even here in Key West. What a connection. I did not remember that. Recognize her. A little more artsy stuff. If you like shopping, well, Key West has it all. Plus, it's a big cruise stop for those big monster cruise boats. Green Parrot Bar, this is well known. right outside that bar is where mile marker 0 is for Key West, and the numbers just keep getting higher from there. But that's a popular bumper sticker and sign. Actually, when they put them out there, they get stolen quite often. Go figure. Wow, look at some of the bikini action. Wow, a little risque. But yeah, people go to Key West and certainly to have a good time. And if you like drinking, this is the place for you. And along with that, sometimes boys will be boys. And, oh yeah. Oh well, but it's caught all on film here. I don't miss anything. Now, where are the police when you need them? Break that all up, but side it out. I think it's all settled there now. But a lot of action, certainly, on Duval Street. Here's a classic for sure. You can sing along at home if you want. I won't hear you, so I won't judge your singing ability. those older people, my lord. What's going on? Getting near the top of the hour, so I just fast forwarded through a little bit. I think I'm at the top of a clothing optional bar, which is kind of crazy. So I'm not going to show you any of that action. This is a family show. But yeah, I'm well into the night here. But yeah, a lot of action on Duval Street. But yeah, a little hypnotic. Oh, here it is. Garden of Eden. So if you feel froggy, there you go. I saw a little of that action. Some of the ladies were going topless. And yeah, a lot of people wanted to check that action out. Folks, though, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great week or weekend, whatever the case may be. And good night.